Hello, and welcome to Weyauwega, Wisconsin. Not easy to say, but definitely easy to fall in love with. This is a soon-to-be-released map for FS22 by crookedcreekmodding. This is an absolutely gorgeous Midwestern map that focuses on farming and cattle. Lots and lots of cattle. Now, there's some really cool features to this map, including ear corn, silage corn, soybean straw, clover, and alfalfa. They are all to help you better feed all those cows. Now, this map is still a work in progress, so some things shown may not be quite finished or could change when it's released. I'll put a link to Crooked Creek's itch page in the description so you can follow and keep up to date on the progress. So let's do the pretty cinematic flyovers, and then we'll come back and show off the map in a little bit more detail. Okay, so we've started here at the shop, Arnold's Implements, and some very beautiful Alice Chalmers sitting out on the front lawn there. Let's take a look at our map. This is your PDA. Very gorgeous. A lot of irregularly shaped fields tucked into the forest, in the trees. There are two main roads, as you can see, one running sort of east-west, one north-south. We are at New Farmer. When you start in New Farmer, you do not own any land. Not an issue. He's giving you the option to figure out where you want to go. There are several farms that you can pick from. We'll drive by them all so you can get an idea of where you want to start. A little bit smaller, a little bit bigger. Field prices are very reasonable. This field, 167. The big one over here is 285. The giant cattle area here, only 234. So you're not going to have a problem getting started. Very easy to do. Pick where you want to start and then go from there. Now our crop calendar, very standard. Nothing too out of the ordinary here. You do not start with any vehicles. That truck I did purchase so we can drive around. No animal barns, since we don't own the land. You do need to own the land to check out the barns, which we will end up buying everything, so I can show you that. No productions to speak of yet. There are very few productions on this map. If you're into productions, you're going to want to put those down yourself. Other than that, it is a gorgeous, gorgeous map. We're going to drop into our big dually Ford here and give you a little bit of a driving tour. So we are coming out of the shop here. The first place we're going to stop is somewhere you're going to be very familiar with on this map. As I said, we are leaning heavily into cattle on this map as we take a right here. and we come up to your dairy sales. As I said, with so many cattle, you're gonna have a lot of milk. This is where you're gonna come sell it. This is where you're gonna make a ton of money with all the milk that your cows are producing. So get used to that place. When we come out of here, we come up across the Country Visions Cooperative. Now this is where you're going to buy your propane, your anhydrous. Your propane is going to help you dry some corn. Your anhydrous is a FERT. It is ready for anhydrous. We have a place to get fuel right here. We need some diesel. Everything he's done is really nice. Got the nice signs here. Street signs, the power lines, everything just looks very familiar to me growing up in the Midwest in Ohio, not very far away. As we drive down the main road here, let's show you which way we're going here. And we're going to come down to our first farm area. Now coming into the Weyauwega Star Dairy, you can see we jump over the scales here. And the amount of space and barns is enormous. Plenty of room over there for storage. As you can see, very large cow barns. Gonna hold a lot of cows. This in front of us is a silage pit, silage pad, where you can make, looks like a ginormous amount of silage, which you're gonna need with the amount of cows you have. But I think it's a very cool feature. No pits, but pads. And again, plenty of room for the cows, your drop-off points. We have an in-ground slurry pit here, which will fill up as it's used. And we can unload that right here. As we come around the back, you can see just the amount of time it takes us to get around these barns. They're massive. We have 2 corn cribs right here. Now, these are one of the productions. These will take your ear corn, which is a pretty neat feature of this map, and turn them into dry ear corn for you to use for animal feed. As we come along here, we have our calf igloos, so you can put your baby calves in here. They will take milk for food. Kind of cool. The gates open. We'll come around and show you a lot of these little features after our drive through, but plenty of room to separate your animals. Again, these are some smaller barns where you can separate the younger animals from the larger animals. Very realistic to how it's actually done. 2 of these right here, just absolutely gorgeous. And if we come around the back, we'll kind of skirt through the trees here just to show you. Little decorative bales there. More storage there. We have a dryer stave silo there with the blower attached to take your grasses, dry them all out, your alfalfas, dry them all out so you have plenty of food. We've got a milk pickup over there, which again is pretty gorgeous. And then here we can unload our stave silo. And again, more areas for the cows. Just tons and tons of areas for the cows on just this one farm. And plenty of room for your equipment. A nice house. You also have a small little area over here. It is for sale. You can buy that. If you want to start really small on this map with nothing but a house and a old barn, you're very much able to do that. But we're going to go back to the road, go a little bit farther down, and see what else Crooked Creek has put down here for us. So now we have another little small farm area, a very cute barn there, fuel tank, house, and shed. Again, you want to start very large on this map, you can. You want to start very small on this map, you can. He's left it up to you. However you want to do it, which I'm a big fan of. Well, we've come on the other side of the dairy here that we just toured. You can see the Weyauwega Cooperative, open 24/7. Show you on the map where we are, up there. We're going to make a left, come around, and show you the Cooperative. Lovely path through these. Again, these are pretty decent sized fields. These are not going to be for 3-meter equipment. We hightail it up here. Try not to tip over. You can see the Cooperative up here. Now you're going to come up here if you want your seeds, fert, lime, that sort of thing. We got the Syngenta seeds and fertilizer. Again, we got another set of scales. Here's where you're going to buy your liquid fert, your herbicide, your seeds, your solid fert, and your lime. Right here. Beautiful building. And we have two giant grain complexes here. The one on our left here is a corn dryer. It operates as a sell point, but it is purchasable as a corn dryer. So if you decide to get into drying your own corn, you can purchase that. We will show you all the factories that come with it later. We have storage over here in these commodity sheds. These are absolutely massive grain complexes. We have a manure buy point, and then our sell point for the Cooperative. Again, you're going to get giant semis in here if you want. Lovely sounds. The animations are all fantastic. Again, everything on this is just very reminiscent of my area, which is like not far from Wisconsin and Ohio. This sort of feels like home to me. We're going to go back to the main road. Jump a little bit of curbs there and go down the main drag. Show you the giant farm. You really want to get started with cows. Now we're coming through the middle of the map. Give you an idea where we are here. Right there. Next to Giant Field 13. And we are coming up upon our animal sales. And we see another little farm area in the distance. We've got construction like is always there. Here we have our animal sales, your animal dealer. We've got the auctioneer. He's making a racket. Let's get back in here. We'll open this gate. Give you a little bit of drive around here. As we come around the back, make sure you want to shut these gates because there are animals roaming around in here. As you can see, this is the animal dealer's pasture. We've got bale sales over here. We have another sell point back through here on the feeder for these animals. Not a actual pasture. It is a sell point right there, as you can see, but pretty cool. Nice little touch to sell them in the pasture here. Got the fence all the way around. But I think this setup, especially with this animal dealer, it just sort of makes it very realistic. It's not, just a building placed down. He's had some thought into it that there's a pasture. Of course, you're going to have animals roaming around ready for sale sort of thing. And it just looks very, very homey to me. Now we come along another farm here. This one is just full of barns. We've got a little house here. You don't want to start with cattle and you choose just to start with some farming. This would be an excellent spot. Again, so much storage, plenty of room back in here to put down your own sheds, silos, whatever you want to put down, but there's just so much room. We've got a propane tank there just in case. Fuel tank there, you run out of diesel. Now we're going to drive down, as you can see off in the distance, the main, as I call it, cattle farm. And we do have some buildings across the street here. Let's take a look at. Now these are just sheds. Very interesting sheds. Sort of a low top on these. Kind of older style barns those are. And then you have that with the large commodity shed right there. Again, interesting design on the barns. Another little shed over here. This could be Another start area for you with the house. Start small, start farming, and then build your way up to the big boy over here. Now, this one's going to take a little bit of time to drive through, so let's do a quick little cut, and then we'll come back and show you the massive cattle farm that you got here. All right, so we're entering the main farm here. Again, plenty of room over here to place tons of stuff. This is basically broken up into a couple of sections. You have your house here. You have a cattle barn here. And these are some of the smaller ones. We have a gorgeous barn right here with a nice little silo with the auger to store some animal feed, mineral feed, that sort of thing. Plenty of storage right there. Nice little touches over here with the concrete blocks and the debris. We drive through this absolutely massive cornfield here, and we come over to this area over here. A couple of little smaller storage areas. Not going to fit your harvester in there, but that's okay. We have a few silos here. These do require augers, but you can store quite a bit in there. Your crops, fert, seeds, that type of thing. We do have more storage here. A little bit more there. We've got the scales coming in. Again, another silage pad, because you are going to be using a lot, especially with silage corn on the map. A lot of chaff. Going to need to make a lot of silage to feed the animals. Another silage pad here. Again, absolutely massive. And as we go left here, and we'll get to the barns, we have a giant, I do mean giant, slurry pit that is dynamic. As you fill it up, that level will rise, and as you empty it, it will go back down again. Another little barn here. Nice concrete place there to store some things. Maybe you want to dump some extra manure in there. There's our manure or slurry pickups, excuse me. We have another slurry pit here. This one is just decorative. And as we come around to yet more storage, gorgeous, gorgeous barns, you come to the first of our free stalls. Now, again, these are gigantic. These will hold 1,500 cows, and there are 3 of these just on this farm. If we get out and we get out, look, you can see they are just massive. You're going to put your feed down there. 1,500 cows in each of these. You can see why you need so many silage pads to make your silage. And we have milking parlors. We have several different styles of cow barns on this map. Again, we have another one here. You can see. Very cool with the milking parlor here. As they're going to come in, deliver the milk. Got a propane tank there. And more and more areas for cows. It's just, it's hard to grasp the size of these barns and the amount of cows you're going to be doing on this map. I think it's gorgeous. We've been looking for a standard, this is a 1X map, a standard size American cattle map. I think this one hits just about every mark that I can think of. We have another one here. Again, just the amount of time it takes us to drive this fast truck through here, you can get a sense how big this is. Now, coming around this cow barn, we do have another smaller one down here. Again, if you want to separate your smaller cattle from the larger cattle, we have this one right here. Got your own little stalls. Keep them all safe and cozy in there. Again, just 3 gigantic cow barns. Field surrounding it. You're going to need all that corn. Plenty of room to farm. Plenty of room, especially on this farmyard to place down whatever you would like. So he's given you quite a cattle operation to start with, but you can add to it. Make it what you want. There's plenty of room right here. You want to put down some things, you're able to do that. Now we're going to buy this property. We're going to buy the productions, and then I'm going to show you a little bit more detail on the very cool buildings that he's put down. Now I've gone ahead and bought all the property. So now these doors will open for us. We can take a little bit closer look. Again, absolutely gorgeous. Plenty of room, big wide doors. You'll be able to get whatever you want in here. And the textures, the construction is just gorgeous. And just beautifully done. All the little details on the trusses. Just very impressed with the level of detail with the map. These storage bins, they do have a fan. There you go. It is quite loud, but those fans are. Again, we get to our smaller cattle barns. We've got the slurry, all the appropriate triggers. And for an example, let's buy some cows here and we get some calves. This one is only 30. Again, you're not putting a ton in these smaller ones. You can see the cows are in there. They're doing their thing. They're going to need some food pretty soon, but we'll worry about that later. Again, another beautiful cattle barn here. More calves. And they are happy as can be over here. Now, that one's just lazy. Again, nice little silo here. Fixed on the map so you can store some food over here for them. More storage over here. Kind of got a work in progress look, which I kind of like. Not completed, you know. Everything's a project on a farm, right? But as we get further up, these little buildings, just the little buildings themselves are gorgeous. Small little garage here for you. A little bit more room for you there. Both of those doors will open. I'm really enjoying this map. I think it has a good blend of giving you everything you need to just start a large cattle operation, but also the ability to build upon it yourself. And just plenty of storage. All the sounds, all the animations are great. Again, if you want to buy your cows here, as you can see, 1,500. Quite a bit. And they're going to go through quite a bit of food. And there are custom foods. The custom food is still a work in progress, but you're going to be able to feed them the corn byproducts, the straw products, all of the fun stuff on the map is going to be useful for you. Not just to sell, but to feed your animals. All right, so now I've brought you to the northern farm. We're back over here. We bought everything. I want to show you around this one a little bit. Let me show you where we're at. Up in here, you can see quite a lot of little blue dots there. That means we're going to have a lot of cattle. There is our stave silo. We're going to show the productions in a minute. But as you can see, 1,000 cows here. We can get our Holsteins. More in this pen here. And if we hop over, no, go through the gate, you can see our cows are hanging out over here. Good feed area right there. Our others are over in this bigger barn. And of course, we have room for more. So, giant barns, lots of cows. As we come around here, and these smaller ones, 15 only in these again, but you can see they're kind of sequestered. Be able to feed these, and then we get to our calf igloos. Now these are a neat feature. There is an animal trigger. Now, I wouldn't suggest putting a very large cow in there. These are made for calves. They're only one at a time. And as you can see, he's already tired. Now, you can feed them through here. There is a bucket that comes with a map. So a cool way to kind of role play, come out, feed them with the bucket, give them milk, let them grow. You can extend these gates, give them a little bit of room. There's your animal trigger there. You can see milk goes in there. Can add straw, so those little baby calves are going to be taken care of. Plenty of these igloos on the farms. And again, another area to sequester some cows. Now, we did drive past these corn cribs earlier. These are a very cool feature. I like these a lot. Very cool with the texture on the corn there. Come over, press that button, and we set up the auger system. So you're going to drop your ear corn in there. You're going to get your dry ear corn out of there. If we look at our productions, you can see our ear corn right here. You lose a little bit, which very realistic. Ear corn in, dry ear corn out. Just drying out naturally. Now we'll go around to our stave silo, which you probably saw in there and we drove past earlier. This is going to be very key if you're going to be making a lot of food. We've got hay, dry clover, two different types of dry clover, clover windrow and clover, and alfalfa windrow. So 5 different inputs. You're going to get hay, dry clover, or dry alfalfa out. Very cool. You're going to need a lot of this to feed the animals, but dry clover, you get clover, you get dry clover. Alfalfa, you're going to get dry alfalfa. And hay, if you want to make hay, you can mow some grass. Now, as you can see there, we do have one more production. Again, that is our corn dryer. Let's go back over there and we'll show you that. All right, we're back at our grain dryer. We look at our production. You can see you're going to need propane and corn, and you're going to get dry corn out. Of course, dry corn is going to be used for the animals. You could sell it. You can see there we got fuel there to run it. We've got our fill and our dump. And we have the fans that turn on. Because, of course, we got to be drying. So the fans turn on. Lovely animations and sounds on this. But a giant corn drying complex for you. The one thing I do want to show you is the extra products on here, just so you can see them. We've got dry corn, corn stalks, dry alfalfa windrow, propane, and hydrous. Again, for your fields. Cracked corn, clover, clover windrow, dry clover windrow, soybean straw, ear corn, dry ear corn, and silage corn. All products, again, that are useful for feeding your animals, or there is the possibility to sell them. So things like dry corn, very good price for dry corn. Now it does take propane, which is not super expensive, but ear corn, again, very good price on that. The dry ear corn, that's going to be your way to go. Those corn cribs are going to get a workout. So a lot of cool things, a lot of things natural to the area and the style of farming that's out there. All right, we are back at Arnold's shop. Hope you've enjoyed this first look at Weyauwega, Wisconsin. Can't wait for everyone to be able to get on this map and see it for themselves. Crooked Creek has done an amazing job with this map, and I'd like to thank him for letting me show this off to all of you. Remember that the link to his itch page is in the description, so make sure you go follow him and tell him what you think of the map. Now, I've only scratched the surface of this map. And in the time before its official release, we'll come back and get more in depth with the process of raising and feeding the cattle. But for now, I'd like to remind you, if you like this video, hit that like button and consider subscribing to the channel. So long for now, and thank you for watching.